Hey, my name is Razan Kahlu. I'm 11 years old, I live in Qatar, and I'm currently attending Qatar Academy. There are lots of things that help us in the world. One of these things is a simple invention that inspires me with all the huge favors it does the world. This invention is a refrigerator. A refrigerator is an electrical appliance that uses refrigeration to preserve food. Although fridges help us a lot in the world, they have a few cons to them, a few disadvantages. Though we can store food in fridges, sometimes we could be stressed out or we have a lot of work on our minds and we leave food in the fridge for a long time. This could cause the food to get rotten or ruined. Also, some fridges need manual defrosting, which wastes time. Not only that, but the fridges have a large energy consumption. In other words, fridges use and take up a lot of energy. This causes more expenses. Something else that has to do with the financial situation is that fridges sometimes could encourage buying more food than needed. Looking at all these cons sometimes gives us a bad image of what fridges are and what they do. But these disadvantages all do have solutions, you know? Like, if you're not going to bother manually defrosting a fridge or don't want to bother, then why buy a manual defrosting fridge? Buy an automatic defrosting fridge, which is actually what most people do. Most fridges are made with automatically defrosting anyways. Also, you have to care about the food, and remember if you've left any food in the fridge to keep it good and healthy. Fridges might sometimes encourage buying more food than needed, but that's only what you do. You could just buy enough food for yourself and the people you live with. Although there are some solutions to the disadvantages, I do not, however, have a solution to the fridges having a large energy consumption. This will probably depend on your financial situations, of course. These disadvantages might have driven you to thinking that fridges were no good. But there are lots more advantages. I'm happy to say that it's probably the smallest, simplest advantage of them all, but it's the second coolest of them all. Fridges are so awesome because we can store food in them. Fridges were first made with them only known to being able to maintain a temperature a few degrees above the freezing point. Fridges are mainly used in new and developed countries as a popular food storage technique. Fridges also sometimes allow you to sort out your vegetables, your drinks, etc. Put all your different foods together. Now, one of the main reasons I chose to do fridges was because they save lives. I know, it's very hard to believe, but yes, they do. You know when you hear about someone dying because they were in a really humid place or in a freezing place? Well, their heart stopped working then. That's why when a person is about to get a heart transplant, they leave the heart itself in a fridge to keep it in a good, healthy temperature until they are placing it in the person's chest. Just tell me how cool is that? It's like fridges are superheroes. Fridges suck energy out of bacteria. Now that's just awesome, right? You're probably thinking right now like, what? How is that possible? Well, let me put it to you this way. You know when a little boy or girl gets a new video game and they're playing on it 24/7? Doesn't the video game lose charge in the end? Why? Because the video game's battery would run out of energy because they've been playing on it for so long. Well, when a person is alive, it's like how that kid is using his or her video game for so long. We use our hearts for so long. And then we needed not to run out of energy, right? So if the bacteria get to our heart, it's kind of like that. They take away the energy, but storing the heart in the fridge is kind of like having a charger for the video game. It keeps it running and healthy. Also, the same thing happens when a person dies in a hospital. They store the body in a fridge for a few days until they figure out how they died, unless of course they already knew how.
Fridges are sometimes used for things you wouldn't generally do with them. A few students in our school had maintained an idea to making a fridge bench in our school cafeteria. It's funny, putting fridges to that kind of use, it's funky and cool. People go there with their food and with their lunches and have fun just for the heck of it.
Wasn't that interesting? I'm thinking I fascinated myself even more. Fridges are just so impressive, and I hope now you see all these cool random things you didn't think a fridge could do. Like, have you ever thought of the fridge as a superhero? I didn't, but now I do. I love fridges because they're that amusing, awesome, amazing, they're just brilliant. Thank you for watching. My name is Rizan Kahlu, and this was Fridge Kool-Aid.
Fridge. Dun, dun, dun.